Welcome back. It seems power and capital goods has become a bit of a theme for the show. You just heard from Hitachi, and that big HVDC order is the talk of town, really. Our next company in focus is KEC International, also related to the T&D space in India and overseas. Now, KEC yesterday announced a bunch of order wins. The total value of these orders is coming up to about 1,100 crore rupees. So what lies ahead for the second half? Is the company on track to meeting its guidance, order inflow guidance of 25,000 crores? Well, let's get chatting with Mr. Vimal Kejriwal, MD and CEO at KEC International. Mr. Kejriwal, it's only been power talk, I'll tell you, for the last 1 hour on the show. Because, we had an analyst earlier on who was telling us that while we're looking at the bigger MNC players like a Hitachi or like a Siemens and these big orders, I mean, a lot of these orders obviously require, a fair amount of other ancillary, work as well. But even when you're talking data centers, right? I mean, power, if you're talking power, you need T&D infrastructure. So you tell us, how optimistic are you on the second half? I remember in our last conversation, you were saying the second half will be much better. Margins will really pick up by the fourth quarter. So what are the newer orders on the horizon, along with this latest 1,100 crore win?
So, Surabhi, good morning. And I think you are almost on dot on all the items. I think I've been in this industry now for 22 years, and I don't think we have ever seen such a flow of orders coming in and also a flow of tender pipeline. And I was hearing Venu, my good friend, talking about what's happening on HVDC. And if 3 more HVDCs are coming, that itself will add a lot of pipeline to transmission also. It's very clear that the sector is buzzing with the thrust of the government on the renewables now from 500 gigawatt. They have said they want to make it 600 by 2032, which will add, further requirement of large transmission lines.
Right. So, sir, okay, so let me actually take off from there. And since you mentioned HVDC, and Mr. Venu just told us that 2 more big HVDC tenders that will come up this year, the frequency of these large orders is increasing now. So what does it mean for a company like KEC? Does the guidance that you've given, 25,000 crores of orders this year, does it factor in this heightened activity on the HVDC side?
It does factor in some orders from the HVDC sector. And I was hearing how you were telling Venu and trying to get some more information from him. But let me, I think, on transmission, since he did not try answer, so let me give you one answer, is that transmission would be around 20% of the capital amount of an HVDC. That's the number we have generally been looked at. And I think that's part of it has been factored into our guidance because we do expect that beyond the current one, at least 1 more HVDC will get ordered within this financial year. So there will be 2 HVDCs ordered in this year.
Right. So it'll be 2 total, 1 more left. Mr. Kejriwal, good morning. Just talking about the railway business for a quick bit as well. Last time you were on, you were saying that there were 7 to 8 Kavach tenders which had been put out, I think, but that was in September, October. This morning there was I think 1 or 2 orders which came through as intimation to exchanges. I think CG Power got an order, Kavach order. Anything latest on that?
So as far as I understand, what has happened is the orders have been broken up into 2 parts. One is the Kavach on the locomotives and second is on the EPC. So we had participated in the EPC. I think those have not yet been awarded. But some of the loco orders, I think you remember there was a figure of 10,000 locos being fitted by Kavach. So I think a part of that has been awarded in the last couple of days or maybe yesterday. So that is what has been probably announced. But I think we expect that the others will also get announced in the next week or 10 days.
Right. And you also told us that you've consciously reduced your railway work a little bit, right? I mean, I actually rather shifted it to Kavach and signaling systems, etc. Do you expect do you expect a more pronounced change in strategy, especially after the Maharashtra elections now? Any implications thereof? Because it's a very strong mandate. And on the railway side, will things change?
I do hope so, because we have been looking at saying how do they invest more in the infrastructure. Railways have been investing right now more on the, I'll say, passenger amenities and passenger trains and all that. Now we are seeing a lot more tenders coming out. And as far as our change of strategy is happening, what we are trying to do is we are trying to, I'll say, slow down on tenders which involve working on live railway lines. But that has been the bane of the sector, where you are not getting, what we call blockages to work on railway live lines. So we are now shifting to, like the one which we announced is for electrification of a metro, which is a new metro. So there's no ROW or anything. The day the viaduct is constructed, you can go and do your line. So there's definitely a change in our strategy, but we are clearly seeing a lot more orders coming out for new railway lines and doubling, etc.
Finally, sir, what would your total exposure be to the state, to Maharashtra, across all lines of businesses? And with this kind of a mandate at the state level, are you expecting anything new? Would there be any ask? Are there any major projects that you would expect to see more action on now that the elections are behind us?
So, unfortunately, our exposure is virtually zero to the state of Maharashtra. Okay. We have a lot of private sector projects in Mumbai and all, but we have consciously been away from almost all the state businesses. Let me be very honest with you. So most of our clients are at the central level. State, there's very few states we operate in. Maharashtra is not one of them right now. Now with a different mandate and a much more stability, we will start looking at what we need to do. Let me tell you one more thing, that there have been very few, I'll say, P&D projects coming in at the state level in Maharashtra. But we are finishing 4 projects in Maharashtra right now. We're bringing power to Mumbai. But almost all, I think all 4 are for the private sector. So Maharashtra, I think Maharashtra will probably see a lot more transmission orders coming in now in the state, because they need to strengthen the grid, especially for the data centers and.
Okay, all right. So you've been staying away from a lot of state government work, but maybe you'll make a debut in Maharashtra now. Got that? And we'll look out for more signs and signals on it. Thank you very much for joining in, Mr. Kejriwal.
Thank you.
And look forward to another call soon. That is KEC International. Let's do a quick stock check of the market before